Shepard struggled the other night with his shooting, just 7 points, 3 of 11. We'll see how he responds here tonight. Both of these teams needed overtime to advance. North Dakota State won its first ever NCAA tournament game, 80-75 Thursday night over Oklahoma, and San Diego State over New Mexico State to earn the right to advance. Doug, what are we looking for early?
Again, how they get Xavier Thames the basketball and how they get into the lane. San Diego State traditionally a very good team on second shot basketball. But North Dakota State rebounds the ball exceptionally well.
A pretty little juke step shot from Davis, couldn't hit, and a rebound by Trayvon Wright.
But do you see how the Bison clogged the paint? And even when he got by his primary defender, there was a second defender to challenge that push shot.
Well, the Bison came here hoping to be this year's Cinderella. They could move one step closer with a win against the Aztecs tonight. This is Lawrence Alexander. What a performance he had the other night. Carrying a lot of the burden as this man, Taylor Braun, their leading scorer, struggled. But he gets right to work. Braun 18 points a game during the regular season. The Newburgh, Oregon native shot just 3 of 11 against Oklahoma. And again, they have brought a large contingent from Fargo here to Spokane. Whistle blown on the perimeter. Charge to Wright, the senior out of Waterloo, Iowa. North Dakota State, 26 wins on the season. 20 wins for the 4th time in only its 10-year history in Division I. Battle for it inside, and Wright clears for the Bison. San Diego State, 30 wins, second most in their program's history.
And you saw Corey Brown being left all alone. Scanner report that San Diego State has is to make him shoot. He's the only non-shooter of the perimeter players. So you don't know the plays another team runs in the NCAA tournament, but you do know their personnel.
Xavier Thames shot just 6 of 17 Thursday night. Final stats, though, were what you expected. 23 points, the assist. Doug, he just does everything for this club.
A big key for San Diego State is that they want to press, but you can't press unless you make a shot.
Here's Brown. Davis plays off of him. Now Marshall Bjorklund at 7. The kick to Alexander. Alexander, the junior from Peoria, Illinois, 28 points the other night for the All-Summit League honorable mention. Thames turning the corner. Ball into the wreck. Thought he was fouled. North Dakota State will retain with 25 to shoot.
And we mentioned that Corey Brown's not a shooter, but when the double team comes, he cuts in. And now you see all the rest of the Bison spacing around the three-point line. Saul Phillips' offense has excellent spacing.
This is Skylar Spencer, the injured Aztec player on the floor. Became their all-time single-season shot blocker the other night. As we take another look at the injury.
He got kneed right below the knee, I believe. I didn't see him get hit in the belly.
Spencer's such an integral part of this team. San Diego State second in the country in scoring defense. Allowed less than 57 points per game. And Spencer has been their human eraser. Thames, of course, the frontline defender on the perimeter. But Spencer has been invaluable inside.
We saw Tom Abendauer, who's the trainer for San Diego State. He's a longtime NBA trainer with the Golden State Warriors, coming out, taking a peek on Skylar Spencer, who is an integral part of their defense. An outstanding shot blocker who does a great job of not leaving the floor until the offensive player commits to shooting the basketball.
Dwayne Polee, the 6th man of the year in the Mountain West Conference, checks into the game as they look at Spencer on the bench. Here's Corey Brown. Now to Bjorklund. Right. Nice ball fake. Conley drills it from the baseline.
And if you watch the bench, David Velasquez, who has the scout for San Diego State, is screaming at his team. They're supposed to double team on the bounce, on the dribble. They're going too early, and North Dakota State is picking them apart.
Thames, second three. Steve Fisher says this young man lives for the big moment. The bigger the game, the bigger the performance. One-point lead for the Bison with just under 4 minutes gone by. Bjorklund against Davis. Alexander trying to find Bjorklund, got it back. Up top, a little bit too high. Wright gets it back. Shot clock down to 1. Alexander heaves it. And Poli clears.
You see the difference there for San Diego State? They don't want to double team until the dribble comes.
Thames feeling it early.
Now a little heat check.
San Diego State 2 of their first 6. The Bison 3 of 6. Here's Bjorklund, their best interior post player. Spinning hook shot over Davis, misses everything. And a rebound by Poli. Here comes Shepard. And Shepard is the X factor. When his offensive game is going, the Aztecs a completely different team to deal with. 1-point lead for the Bison.
Starting route now. Exit in 1/4 mile. Bear toward the right in 500. Make that 100 feet. Take a right-hand turn in. Wow, that came up quick. In a 1/4 mile, take a left on. You are ahead of me. Prepare to take a left onto Broad. Are you doing that on purpose? Your final destination is coming up at... Never mind. We're here.
Navigate your route quicker.
Phew.
The new Regal from Buick.
With communication comes trust. At Northwestern Mutual, we start by getting to know you. Then together build a financial plan that takes advantage of life's opportunities.
Everything can be improved. That's why we pushed ourselves to create new and improved Degree Motion Sets, the only antiperspirant that releases extra protection when you move. It keeps you fresher even as Old Spice deodorant fades. Protection improved, so you can do more.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some.
You know what time it is. It's happier hour at Taco Bell.
Enjoy $1 loaded grillers or any $1 medium drink from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
Back in Spokane as the Bison have a 1-point lead over the San Diego State Aztecs. And here's the Bison's offense. They throw the ball inside, play inside out through Marshall Bjorklund. And when the double team comes, excellent spacing, and the pass goes to the weak side. Trayvon Wright hits the pull-up jump shot. This Spiro is a big reason that they lead the country in field goal percentage offense, and it's the never-ending tale. What wins, offense or defense? San Diego State, one of the elite defensive teams in the country.
Aztecs second in the country in scoring defense, 8th best in field goal percentage defense. You saw the number right there. So free throws here for Winston Shepard, the sophomore from Houston. Aztecs second leading scorer.
Now, keep an eye on San Diego State's post players on a free throw. They are known in the West Coast as one of the best teams at rebounding their own missed free throws. Their players, there's only 2 at the line now. They will X, they will cross and almost try and, it's like a screen. You rub the defender off who's guarding you.
Quick substitution here. The redshirt freshman Matt Strickly will come in, San Diego native. Steve Fisher mixing guys in and out early. Skylar Spencer, who left for just a moment earlier, is back in. Took a shot to the midsection. Back in at center for the Aztecs. Braun takes a shove to the back, and he looks like he's hurt. It was Dwayne Polee who ran into him. And Braun got beat up the other night and had that very harsh scratch gash on the inside of his right shoulder. And took a foot inadvertently to the forehead late in that game Thursday night.
A knee to the backside. He took a foot to the head. He's got a Frankenstein-like scar on his arm. Right, chicks dig scars.
March Madness, baby.
Chicks dig scars. And they like guys that go to the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 berth hangs in the balance. Well, this is where San Diego State's tourney bid ended last year.
But the last time they were in the Sweet 16 was in Anaheim, which is the reward for whoever wins this game.
Foul charge to Spencer. That's his first.
A battle going on down low between Spencer and Bjorklund. Fighting for a position. Spencer doesn't want to let himself get pinned too low. And Bjorklund trying to get below the box.
Just past the 15-minute mark, first half. All tied at 7 here in Spokane. Alexander against Ames. Bjorklund. Underneath to Brown. Now to Braun.
They want to make Braun go to his left hand, something Oklahoma kind of exposed.
Braun. Off target, rebound Strickly. About as well as you can play Braun with Polee and that incredible length. Thames. Josh Davis, Doug, is such a load on the offensive board. It's been a walking double-double for Steve Fisher.
No, and you heard Steve Smith in studio before the game talk about how he's a huge factor. He struggled to be effective against the length and size of Simbalar, the biggest basketball player I've seen to walk the planet. 7'6", 350 pounds for New Mexico State. Obviously not the same matchup tonight against the Bison.
So here's Davis, who started his collegiate career at NC State, then on to Tulane, and finally the transfer to San Diego State. Watch live games on your Amazon Kindle, Android device, iPhone, iPad, or computer with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch right now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today.
Davis struggles at the free throw line mightily, but it's still important for him to be in attack mode to try and get the Bison in foul trouble.
So low scoring start. Still tied at 7.
It's almost like a triangle and 2 what San Diego State is playing because they're daring Corey Brown to shoot the ball.
Didn't want to shoot that time. Still 15 to shoot. Can the Bison find the openings against this vaunted defense? Braun settles for the 3, off target, rebound by Davis.
And you notice North Dakota State not even challenging, not going after offensive boards because they respect San Diego State's ability to score in transition.
Polee, 15.6 rebounds off the bench Thursday.
That's not really his game off the dribble. He's a catch and shoot or he's a dunk in transition guy.
Both teams struggling. North Dakota State 3 of 9 and the Aztecs 2 of 8.
This is tough for Strickly. He's very slight matching up against the bigger player.
Brown from the corner. Long 2 for the sophomore from Illinois. Bison back in front.
It's the hardest way to play in basketball. When no one's guarding you and you can shoot anytime you get the ball, you have to be judicious with how many times you do shoot.
Jordan Auberg, the 50-year senior, Chris Kading, a sophomore, into the game for North Dakota State. Poli. Aztecs are 2 of 9. So this was the question all year long. As good as they are defensively, would they be good enough offensively come March? A team that is prone to the drought offensively. That time Auberg off target on the hook shot. Thames, long 2. And Davis saves it on the baseline to Spencer.
And this is their best offensive lineup, really, because you have Poli, Thames, and Shrigley, 3 offensive players, and then 2 very good offensive rebounders with their big men.
Thames, like a pinball, bumped between 2. Will step to the free throw line.
And this is called turning down a screen. Corey Brown thinks he's going to use the ball screen. Instead, he turns it down and goes into attack mode. It's the one gap in the defense, and that gap was only there because there are shooters on the floor in this San Diego State lineup.
Well, Thames, no stranger to the Pacific Northwest. Collegiate career started at Washington State. Tony Bennett, of course, would leave to go to Virginia. Originally turned down Steve Fisher and the Aztecs, but eventually placed that call, and they welcomed him back with open arms.
And that's part of what makes this program go. When you look on the floor right now, and you have 4 transfers. J.J. O'Brien started his career at Utah. Dwayne Poli at St. John's. We mentioned Josh Davis, a 2-time transfer who was able to play right away from Tulane, started his career at NC State, graduated on time, and that 5th-year rules allowed him to transfer twice.
Thames with 8 of San Diego State's 9 points. We'll get a very quick rest here as Akeel Quinn comes in for Fisher. Quinn, the junior transfer from Cal State Northridge, another California kid. As we move past the 12-minute mark of the first. Braun. Offensive rebound off the hands of Auberg and taken by Quinn. Braun has taken some tough shots. Shrigley. Teams right now shooting a combined 6 for 23.
I believe both teams are running St. Louis's offense from earlier today.
This is Braun. Alexander still 10 to shoot. Going glass. Halfway in and popped out. Here's Akeel Quinn. Trying to turn the corner now to Shrigley.
Quinn's a good open shooter who's had to learn to be a ball handler and a point guard at this level.
Aztecs, the 4 seed in the West, the at-large bid out of the Mountain West Conference, won the regular season crown. As Quinn puts one down off the corner. Quinn, the transfer, as I mentioned, joined the program as a walk-on last season, awarded a scholarship prior to this year.
And he's a captain. He keeps everybody in check off the floor. That's why he was awarded his captainship.
8-2 Aztecs run. Auberg between 3 defenders couldn't hit. Battle foot. Bison control. Braun misses the layup. Auberg cleans it up. Auberg, the 50-year senior, Rothsay, Minnesota native. Says sometimes he feels like a 30-year NBA vet. He's the older guy on the team. Takes a little bit longer to get himself warmed up. Makes his early contribution there.
Can you imagine trying to get warmed up in Fargo in the middle of the winter?
Shot clock at 11. Here's J.J. O'Brien. Challenged by 2. Got it back. Missed the layup. San Diego State has missed 9 of its last 10 shots. Here's Kading. Step in middle. But both teams getting some decent looks. They just can't hit.
But I'm impressed by how San Diego State is playing scatter report defense, making the non-shooters shoot, making the post players that they don't want to double shoot the basketball as well.
Rebound, Braun. Bison want to push. Tough pass to Corey Brown, and he is whacked. So free throws for North Dakota State. Physical game, everything we anticipated. Corey Brown looks like he's okay. He'll step to the line when we come back.
True luxury isn't found following convention, because true luxury follows no one. Its beauty provokes, its touch seduces, its power frees. We believe true luxury liberates. The all-new Infiniti Q50. Lease an all-new Infiniti Q50 for $369 a month.
We talk football?
We can always talk football.
On the field, the action never stops. But behind the scenes,
the NFL draft is officially open.
The action really begins.
Let's make a deal.
And the barbarians are at the gate.
It's go time, boss.
Let's get busy.
Kevin Costner.
You son of a...
I need 5 minutes, and then you can fire me.
Jennifer Garner.
Write your own story, Sonny.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already?
Draft Day. Rated PG-13. In theaters April 11th.
Tuesday, the Thunder and Mavs make their moves for the West. Then it's a classic collision between the Knicks and Lakers. Thunder, Mavs, Knicks, Lakers. Tuesday at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
Who's afraid of a little hard work? Not me. I know what potential looks like. And I definitely have what it takes to get the job done. No matter what the day brings, I never forget what I'm working for. And we saw the potential from the very first day. It's not just anyone's place, it's ours. Kubota.
Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Adam Scott, Rory McIlroy. Every week, champions will rise. Every week, history will be made.
A wonderful looking shot.
Oh, yes! Victory awaits those on the road to the season's first major. The Arnold Palmer Invitational. Tomorrow on Golf Channel.
There in Spokane, time now for our first Powerade Sideline Report. We welcome in Jamie Maggio.
Spiro, thank you. North Dakota State's Lawrence Alexander, the only player to hit a 3 so far for them in this game. However, he hit a huge 3 against Oklahoma the other night to force the game to overtime. Obviously, the Bison went on to win that one. But during practice yesterday, Coach Saul Phillips expressed his appreciation for that very moment by walking to that exact spot on the floor, kneeling down and kissing the court. The funny part is he didn't do it for effect. His players were going about their business practicing, but you know, Saul Phillips is genuinely just happy to still be dancing. You gotta love this guy.
And he has some good memories, Jamie, in this building. An assistant coach on Bo Ryan's Wisconsin team that was here in Spokane in 2003. People, of course, recall Freddie Owens' three-point shot to beat Tulsa dug in the closing seconds. They advanced to the Sweet 16. He pointed to that area on the floor during practice when we spent some time with him yesterday.
Nothing wrong with kissing the floor. Just make sure you do it before guys have brought in their sneakers from outside.
Well, no one has to tell Phillips to live in the moment. This is how he handles himself, an emotional coach, whether it's a non-conference in Fargo in November or a third-round matchup in March on the national stage. Shepard now to Thames. Got it, and a chance at a 4-point play.
And we saw VCU lose a game by challenging a shot, even though I still don't think that was a foul. And this just Corey Brown playing too hard. You want to challenge, you want to have a hand up, but you cannot foul a three-point shooter. He makes it, you tip your cap, now you got a 4-point play.
Look at the scoring breakdown. Thames, 12 points. As the Aztecs back in front, 3 ties, already 5 lead changes. With 8.5 left in this first half. Carlin Dupree, the hero late, the freshman for North Dakota State has checked in.
They got him in early this time. Last game he didn't check in until 1:15 to go in overtime and shot free throws before he ever ran up and down the court.
And hit that late floater. Here's Braun from deep.
Bad shot.
Braun just can't get himself going. He's 1 for 6. And again was 3 and 11 on Thursday night. Shepard. San Diego State, if you've just joined us, 4 for 16. The Bison at this end are 5 for 18. Nice find underneath. Braun turned back by Spencer. And there was a whistle. Or just perhaps out of bounds.
Now, Taylor Braun thought he got an easy one. Not so much. Aztecs up 2.
Pizza Hut already makes great pizzas. Now they're delivering award-winning wing joint quality wings from Wing Street. It's time to put them to the test with a real wing expert, the Kansas Jayhawk.
All right, great to see you. We got a Wing Street delivery for you here.
Oh, yeah.
Was this like your buddy or something? No, look away, dude. Avert your eyes.
Get 8 bone-out wings for $5 or $1 more for bone-in. Go for greatness. Wing Street from Pizza Hut.
You got some beefy wings yourself there, big boy.
With AT&T's new pricing for families, you get 4 lines on AT&T's network, including unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of data to share.
10 gigs?
10 gigs. All for $160 a month.
You know, I think our family really needed this. It's really going to bring us closer together.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month. Only from AT&T.
The age of the oversized luxury car is about to give way to a smarter, more nimble breed. Introducing the Buick Encore. That's your kind of luxury. Buick Encore is J.D. Power's highest-ranked subcompact CUV in initial quality.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
From the moment Clifford Paul created the assist, his legacy lived on, both in his smile and in his style. From one generation to the next, State Farm agents never cease to assist you. That's getting to a better state.
We know how to hit 3 from here and here, but where we won't drop buckets is here. Seat monitors add unnecessary weight and fuel costs. Unnecessary because you already have the monitor. Rethinking in-flight entertainment, one of the many ways we bring you $69 airfares. For a limited time only, Southwest is offering flights as low as $69. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Book now online only at southwest.com.
So you want to play in the big dance, you got to pay the price. This was Marshall Bjorklund the other night against Oklahoma. Took a shot, blood was flowing on this floor, and then Taylor Braun, that nasty gash on the back of his shoulder. They had to get the medical glue out. How about a sneaker to the face? And then this was just a couple of minutes ago tonight. Took a knee from Poli to the pelvic area. Banged around on that last sequence.
It's been one of those weekends for Taylor Braun. You know, Sal Phillips told us early this year, he's taking himself out of games. Coach, I stink. Take me out of the game. I got to get my head right. He said he was having kind of one of those games the other night against Oklahoma. We'll see if a little time in the pine gets his mind right.
There's a young man who's very, very hard on himself. As Bjorklund's pass knocked around. That was a holiday tournament a couple of years ago at Duquesne. Phillips said he took himself out of the game 3 different times that night.
And he's obviously actually a local kid from Oregon, and this was big for him to come back to the Pacific Northwest and prove people just how much he had improved, because he wasn't offered a scholarship by anyone in state and has made himself into the Summit League Player of the Year.
Alexander 5 to shoot. Brown from deep. Big shot for the Bison. Corey Brown just 6 points the other night, but did everything else. Their best perimeter defender trying to check Thames. One-point lead for North Dakota State. Ten to shoot. Shepard knocked around, stolen by Brown. Here comes the freshman Dupree to the wreck, and he's headed to the free throw line.
Winston Shepard trying to do too much, and the Bison get the steal. And how about Dupree? Carlin Dupree, the hero from Thursday night, behind the back. A little foul, and now he gets to go back to the free throw line where he became a heroic figure in Fargo.
Doug mentioned it earlier, came in late in the overtime Thursday. 2 free throws, a big bucket. In the closing seconds, a freshman from Milwaukee had some academic issues early on in the summer, then tore a ligament in his right elbow, and then it was an issue getting him into the rotation early. Had a very tough non-conference schedule.
And you have
better late than never.
You have 4,000-point scorers. This is a senior-laden team and a really good one. It's hard to screw up your rotation with younger players. He learns how to play at this level.
It's a good point. 6 seniors on the roster, more than 500 combined starts between them. Thames, tough pass. Nearly stolen by Brown. Spencer got it back, and they stonewalled him.
And this is the problem with San Diego State trying to attack in the lane. It's right into the mouth of the Bison defense. There's 3 guys around. A great collapse there by Dupree. Gets his hands on the basketball, and then Skylar Spencer forcing it. North Dakota State just making him go through their body.
Thames ripped away from Brown. Bjorklund and North Dakota State with a 5-point lead. They've scored 7 unanswered.
Xavier Thames thought they called timeout. He thought it was a timeout.
Aztecs stunned at the moment.
Well, there was whistling from the crowd, and it sounded like a timeout whistle.
Beautifully set up, Thames to Davis. So that ends the run. 3-point game, first points for Davis. And Saul Phillips wants a timeout.
Well, they go by the Bison with a Z. Remember, it's Bison with a Z, not Bison with an S. But they also call them the Herd. Thundering down the floor. And up 3 against the Aztecs.
Are you up for whatever happens next?
2 seconds ago, we gave Ian a Bud Light and asked if he's up for whatever. Then this happened.
Hey, how's it going?
Ready, my little man here?
Bud Light, the perfect beer for when your video with Ryan Tedder of One Republic is the best video ever. Until you find out you're in a commercial, making your video the second best video ever. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. See more at upforwhatever.com.
This is my business. I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there. Packing, posters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street. The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Hurry, get 500 business cards for $5 until April 11th at the UPS store.
Attention, the owner of a vehicle with a bumper sticker, "Terrible," your lights are on.
You want to get that, genius? Not mine.
On the passenger seat, there's a collection of Charles Barkley highlight DVDs.
Must be a big fan.
And the license plate reads, "Sir Charles."
I'm going to go get some drinks with my Capital One Venture card. Be right back.
Earn unlimited double miles with no blackout dates from the Capital One Venture card.
Forgetting something, Sir Charles? What's in your wallet?
Hey, Chris Webber. We're trying to watch the... Chris Webber!
Whoa, is that...
2 sandwiches for $5 at Burger King.
Can I get a Big King?
Watch like a king with the NCAA 2 for $5 deal, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
At Enterprise, we hire more college graduates every year than anyone else.
And many of us play college sports too.
From Bulldogs to Wildcats.
Do we have spirit? Yes, we do.
And we put it to work for you every single day.
That's the Enterprise way.
Wednesday, if you can pull off the prank, you get to keep the bank.
I just won $5,000.
From executive producer Howie Mandel, deal with it. All new Wednesday at 10:30, only on TBS.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Jeep Cherokee, State Farm, and by the UPS Store.
Spokane Falls, just outside the arena, this beautiful part of the country in the Pacific Northwest, as we share our game summary. 3-point lead for North Dakota State. If you've just joined us, 5:46 to play, first half. Doug, what has surprised you so far?
I hate to say nothing but nothing. I mean, this is on par with kind of what you thought. North Dakota State doesn't turn the basketball over, getting the ball inside, playing inside-out basketball. San Diego State stingy defensively. They struggle to score offensively, and they're going to have to learn to take some of those open jump shots as North Dakota State collapses in the lane. Again, what's called a pack line defense.
Here's Bjorklund against Spencer. Plenty of time to shoot. Bjorklund doesn't force much. Dangerous pass nearly stolen by Poli. Alexander. And that big three late to send it to overtime Thursday. That time short.
We'll show you North Dakota State's offense, but it's called cutters. It's all about spacing, and they're almost waiting for that San Diego State double team to come.
Doug, who else from the Aztecs can step up and give them points right on cue? It's the human pogo stick, Dwayne Poli.
I like it. I like that you're taking my nickname for him.
Can I steal that? Is that
you
okay?
Can't. No, you're not stealing. You know, we're partners. We share. We share everything.
Thank you, Doug. Just under 5 minutes to play before halftime. 1-point lead for the Bison.
See how there's 3 players operating on the baseline, 2 guards just standing out wide. It's a version of the flex offense. You'll see Bruce Pearl run, the new head coach at Auburn.
Braun on a step back. Rebound by Poli. Thames. Couple of early threes. Mike Feltz has checked in, the senior for the Bison, the Redwood Falls, Minnesota native. Here comes Thames. Turning the corner.
Now, on the previous possession, Xavier Thames should have gotten Matt Shrigley an open shot, gave him a bad pass. Here's where Dwayne Poli can be so effective. Earlier in the game, he took 2 pull-up jump shots. It's not really his game. He's an open jump shooter and then just a graceful athlete going to the basket.
Now, is your bracket already busted, or perhaps didn't get your bracket in on time? It's not too late. Join the Capital One NCAA March Madness round by round right now at ncaa.com/round-by-round.
Xavier Thames was devastated by missing a free throw down the stretch that helped New Mexico State get to overtime. Remember, he also had the big turnover at the end of regulation when they're up 3. Thames, an incredibly competitive kid who's as good at the defensive end as he is the offensive end.
Well, he and the Aztecs into the 3rd round for the 2nd straight year. Last year lost at this point to the upstarts from Florida Gulf Coast. The winner of this one advances to Anaheim and the Sweet 16. Here comes Braun. Has worked so hard, it seems like, for every dribble. Bjorklund. And he has struggled. Only 2 points for Bjorklund. And they go right to the rim. Guess who? Dwayne Poli. 4 points for the Mountain West Conference's 6th man of the year. And now the Aztec contingent making themselves heard. 7 straight for San Diego State. Here's Braun. Braun holding, 13 to shoot. They surround him with 3 contacts and a foul. So Taylor Braun will shoot when we come back.
He is the human pogo stick. He's grace in motion. Dwayne Poli to the rack. Aztecs up 2.
When you pay too much for cable, you feel down. When you feel down, you stay in bed. When you stay in bed, they give your job to someone new. When they give your job to someone new, he has a lot to learn. When he has a lot to learn, mistakes are made. And when mistakes are made, you get body slammed by a lowland gorilla. Don't get body slammed by a lowland gorilla. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
about mistakes. Yeah, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face.
You know how it goes.
Let's go. From the crack, off the backboard.
Oh, you're up.
Ah.
So close.
Now, where were we? Okay, this one's good for two.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great.
How are we looking here, Charlie?
All sectors are looking great.
Excellent.
Hey, you guys doing?
Oh, well, we're double-checking the distributed antenna system. So when all you fans post to Instagram, there'll be more network to handle it.
So, you guys hiring?
Do you know how to optimize a 9-beam multi-beam antenna system?
Nope. That a deal breaker?
Pretty much.
All right.
Enjoy the show.
AT&T is building you a better network.
In the nation, we reward safe driving. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off your deductible for every year of safe driving. Which means you could save a lot of Benjamins. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Well, Coke Zero wants to know, are you a real fan? Hashtag the words prove it. Visit the Coke Zero Social Arena in March Madness Live. Happy to have you with us here in Spokane, Washington. Saul Phillips and the North Dakota State Bison trying to pull the upset, down 2 over the Aztecs. 3:10 to play. Here's Taylor Braun, Summit League Player of the Year. A young man who told us the other night, Doug, that he hadn't heard of North Dakota State just a couple of years ago. He was sitting in his homeroom class as a senior. At this time of year, they were filling out brackets with his buddy. And his buddy said, I got North Dakota State in an upset against Kansas. Braun said, never heard of him. I'll go with him, too. And here he is now as their star player 5 years later.
And, of course, the star of that team was Ben Woodside. Gave the Jayhawks 37 in the Metrodome. And now he works out with Ben Woodside at 6 in the morning in Fargo in the summertime.
Yeah. Woodside now a pro player in Italy.
And Woodside can go now.
One-point game under 3 minutes left before the break. This is Thames, backdoor. Shepard elevating over the defense.
What a great set out of a timeout. San Diego State knows they're not guarding Shepard. They're not guarding Josh Smith. Had them both diving to the basket. And Xavier Thames had 2 choices on who to hit on the roll.
This is the largest lead of the half. Alexander. Now keep in mind, this North Dakota State team led the country in field goal percentage. 51% on the season. Thames too strong, and then a foul underneath on Davis.
Here's what I mean. The set out of the timeout by San Diego State. They have Xavier Thames in a screen, and as the roll comes, here comes Davis. There goes Winston Shepard, both diving to the basket. Both players are open as North Dakota State got screwed up in their rotations. There's a reason you're open in tournament play. They want to make you shoot the basketball if the numbers determine that you're not a quality shooter. That doesn't mean you shoot it every time.
Bjorklund had it stripped by Davis. Bjorklund having some issues against this very athletic front court of the Aztecs. They're not very tall, but they move so well with their hands and feet.
And very long-armed team, too, as well. People ask all the time, why are they so good defensively? Great effort, great length, and a great scheme that forces you to their length.
Thames against Brown, 7 to shoot. Thames with another 3. And a quick timeout taken by Steve Fisher. 12-1 run for the Aztecs.
Xavier Thames throwing flames. Setterio says, ooh, kill him.
Coke Zero celebrates NCAA March Madness with real fans, real passion, and real Coca-Cola taste. Are you a real fan? Prove it.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, we'll get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, highlights, and updates. AT&T at the half coming up in a minute and 29.
What a senior year for Xavier Thames. Averaged 9 a game last year, bad back. Statistically a little bit covered up by Jamal Franklin. The Mountain West Conference Player of the Year on a team that desperately needs offense. He consistently provides.
Thames has 16 points. He's 4 of 6 from deep. And at some point tonight, Taylor Braun-Doug is going to have to get it going if they're going to have a chance.
He's got to take better shots. That's not a good one. You know, a foot fake, and then a jump shot. That's not a good shot.
Thames again. Battle for it inside. Davis saves, but Braun has it for the Bison. Braun is now 1 for 9. And just 1 point for North Dakota State in over 5 minutes. That's a blocking foul. Basket will not count. Doug, what can they try to do differently here to get their offense going?
Well, I think they need to get more into their offense. They have some specials.
This will be a 1-and-1, by the way.
And by specials, though they're a very good half-court offensive team that lead the country in field goal percentage offense, you don't know what another team runs. You don't know the plays. You don't know the play calls. You basically just know personnel. And so it's one of the things that I think benefits teams that have special plays in their back pocket to run them. Saul Phillips really has only one run play in the first half. The rest has just been their offense throwing the ball inside, playing inside-out basketball. Might want to run a special to get a guy a shot.
Well, find the cure, save the world. From Michael Bay, executive producer of Transformers, comes the explosive new series, The Last Ship. Sunday, June 22nd, 9/8 Central, only on TNT. 9 points for Corey Brown, had 6 all of Thursday night in that overtime win over the Sooners.
Well, I mean, think about it. North Dakota State, the best offensive field goal percentage shooting team in the country, struggling, and the only guy who can score is Corey Brown, the guy who the Aztecs want to make score.
Poli wide open, get it. 7 points for Poli, 22 seconds left before the intermission.
What an adjustment by Steve Fisher. He brings in Dwayne Poli and has a small lineup, so Poli has a big guy on him. That's why he was so wide open.
Shot clock turned off. Braun against Poli, 10 seconds. Braun creates the space. Couldn't hit. 2 seconds. This is Thames. Finds his spot. Decent look at it. As we reach halftime in Spokane, the Aztecs close on a 15-3 run to take a 7-point lead.
And a genius sub by Steve Fisher. He puts Dwayne Poli in. And so while you're worried about Xavier Thames,
it's tough.
How do you get Braun and Bjorklund going offensively? Your leading scorers.
We're gonna change a few of the things we do in terms of our general attack. But you're right, we need them to get going. You know what? They will. They've been there all year for us. We're getting this done.
There he is with the positive thinking. Love it, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
All right, Jamie, so the Bison have it to start the second half. Bjorklund, just 2 points in the first half if you've just joined us. Our best interior offensive player at better than 13 per game.
Well, let's see what they try and do offensively. That time, they moved Braun down into the lower area instead of being in a guard position within their offense, but did get him a shot.
Shepard misses the floater. Offensive rebound, Spencer. This is San Diego State team that advanced with the victory the other night, beating New Mexico State in overtime. Bison, meantime, knocking off Lon Kruger in Oklahoma, also in an overtime finish. Contact and foul. How they deal with Xavier Thames, Doug, in the second half will be probably the biggest factor in who wins this game.
And so smart what San Diego State is doing. They're moving Thames around, not just having him attack at the top of the key, And so it's rotating this defense. And as Sal Phillips pointed out, they've screwed up some rotations, given up some easy open shots around the basket. That's not normally North Dakota State basketball.
Well, you saw Steve Fisher, the 68-year-old legendary head coach whose coaching odyssey began in the suburbs of Chicago in the early 1970s. And now taking San Diego State's program to new heights year after year after year. J.J. O'Brien had it knocked out of bounds with 18 on the 35. Fisher, as beloved a member of college basketball's coaching fraternity anywhere. Thames, pretty crossover dribble and the finish. North Dakota State has had no answer for the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. He's got 18 points. At this end, North Dakota State has missed 8 straight shots going back to the first half. And keep in mind, they were the #1 field goal percentage team in the country at 51%. But a different animal here against this Aztecs defense. Bjorklund. Only the 3rd turnover by the Bison. Biggest lead of the night for the Aztecs. Shepard.
Well, Xavier Thames has really dominated this game offensively. Here he is using the ball screen, crossing up, going to his right hand in his floater game. And it's really not just impressive to see his transformation year to year, but in the season. You know, we covered them when they beat Kansas at Kansas, and Kansas trying to force him to his kind of weaker right hand. He's really worked on his right hand to where he can go either way and shoot off the bounce.
Bjorklund has been dealing with double teams all night. Here's Wright. Underneath. Bjorklund had it stripped and right. Johnny on the spot. Second bucket for Trayvon Wright, the sophomore from Waterloo, Iowa. He cuts it to 7. 7 lead changes, 4 ties. North Dakota State had a 5-point lead early before Thames and company took over. Davis rolling to the rack. Chance at a 3-point play.
San Diego State continues to adjust and give you different looks, and this time you hit Josh Davis on the roll, and that's the 4th foul on Trayvon Wright, who athletically, as you saw with the last finish, is maybe the only member of the Bison who's as good or better athletically than anybody the Aztecs have.
Doug, how big a loss is that? 17:06 left in the second half.
I think it's really big.
Whistle blown. Looks like a lane violation
Wright's
on the Bison.
Wright's an adept 3-point shooter. He's a very good finisher in traffic, and defensively, he's great with his length. That's a big loss at this point in the half.
Davis, that shot put delivery with the left hand.
And then a lane violation gives Davis a second opportunity.
And now they go to that trap and full court defense. Ball deflected. Chris Kading, the sophomore Wisconsin native, into the game for Wright. Bjorklund, Kading backdoor, swatted, and he'll shoot. So Phillips wanted a goaltend as well, won't win that argument. But Kading to the free throw line, and now this young man in a very big spot. Bison down 10, and Trayvon Wright in foul trouble with 4.
And he did a very good job against Cameron Clark, who was running a bit of a fever. And by fever, I don't mean temperature. I mean he was getting hot in the second half. Kading did an excellent job in overtime against the Sooner star the other night.
Oh, and Skies Fall hit the ground running. The battle for Earth is just beginning in an all-new season of Falling Skies. Sunday, June 22nd, 10/9 Central on TNT. We're in Spokane, Washington. Spiro Ditas, Doug Gottlieb, Jamie Maggio. The winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16 in Anaheim next week.
And one of the problems with this kind of pack line defense and how steady they are offensively is it's not a style that bodes well when you get behind.
Davis battling Bjorklund inside. 8-point deficit. Taylor Braun just 1 for 10. 3 points so far. Bjorklund stumbling backwards, couldn't hit. Their top two scorers, just 5 points between them. As Braun clears there. Doug, they survived the other night, did the Bison, with Braun not having a big offensive game. You don't get the sense that that's going to happen here.
Well, they had a big lead in the second half, but they were dead to rights beaten with 1:15 to go before Oklahoma fouled out 30 feet from the basket.
Kading, a little bit outside of his range. Shot clock resets. North Dakota State, 26-7, Summit League tournament champs. Bjorklund, got it! And a chance at a three-point play. It's on Spencer, and that's his third personal.
Well, Marshall Bjorklund staring down Skylar Spencer and getting an and one. Bison trying to make a run.
I'm an early riser, but Mike's always there, making me feel at home. He helps me understand my vehicle using the same information as a dealer and puts my mind at ease. So by the end of it all, he doesn't just know my car, he knows me.
Visit Jiffy Lube this March and get a service certificate for up to $20 off your next oil change.
If I give this to you, are you up for whatever happens next?
2 seconds ago, we gave Ian a Bud Light and asked if he's up for whatever. Then this happened.
Hey, Don! Hey, how's it going? Bring it up.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for when no one would believe the wild night you had if it wasn't all secretly filmed and broadcast to the entire world. Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. See more at upforwhatever.com.
Everything can be improved. That's why we pushed ourselves to create new and improved Degree Motion Sets, the only antiperspirant that releases extra protection when you move. It keeps you fresher even as Old Spice deodorant fades. Protection improved, so you can do more.
You shouldn't have to share your appetizers. Chili cheese fries and Chipotle ranch chicken, grilled inside a tortilla. Taco Bell's newest loaded grillers.
It's chaos out there, but the M-Class sees in your blind spot. Pulls you back into your lane. Even brakes all by itself. It's almost like it couldn't crash, even if it tried. The 2014 M-Class. See your authorized dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Greg Gumbel in New York with the All-State Good Hands update. First off on CBS in Milwaukee. Watch the ball come right to Jordan Morgan. 15 points, 9 rebounds. Michigan on its way to the Sweet 16. They lead at 78-65, under a minute to play. Meanwhile on TBS in Buffalo, V. Sanford after the great save on the baseline. Coming back far side, short jump shot. Dayton with the early jump on Syracuse, 11-4. Let's get you back to Spokane. Spiro and Doug.
42. All right, Greg, South region there. What a run it's been so far for Dayton. Trying to knock off the third-seeded Syracuse Orange. There's Marshall Bjorklund at the free throw line. A young man who says he was attracted to North Dakota State first and foremost due to their agricultural curriculum. Apparently they have a world-renowned egg program.
Egg program, yes. And he grew up on a pig farm, and I said, how do you stand the smell of a pig farm? He said, that's the smell of money.
And you had some experience with the pig farm a couple out in Stillwater, right?
Yeah, the school has pig farms just at the edge of Stillwater.
Xavier Thames had it knocked out of his hands and fouled. Said his favorite class is swine reduction.
Swine production.
Yeah, swine
not reduction.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes. I like swine reduction, especially when it ends up on my plate. He likes swine production.
Grew up on his parents' farm, 2,400-acre farm in Arlington, Minnesota.
The best story was that he was not homesick, he was farm sick So Saul Phillips and staff had to find a local farm for him to work on. He'd go and he'd work, so he felt better. Felt at home.
Whatever it takes. Here's Xavier Thames going to try a deep three. Rebound weak side O'Brien. Shot clock resets. So North Dakota State making a little push. Cutting in a deficit in half to 5.
You see Steve Fisher going to that lineup with his 2 shooters to try and stretch out this defense.
Thames turning the corner. 20 points for the senior from Sacramento.
He is so good off of a ball screen. It may become redundant for someone to hear, but he's pick and roll, pick and pop, just constantly throwing a man up there, putting a bigger man in front of him where they can't contain him. If you drop, he hits his jump shot. If you don't, he goes by you.
Here's Braun in the corner. Alexander. Battled around his head, taken by O'Brien. Dudley just cannot get open space for Taylor Braun.
Well, even Alexander, that was the same spot he hit the game-tying shot going back to Thursday night, but it was a contested shot. Every shot is contested.
We move past the 14-minute mark, second half. Aztecs have it, up 7.
Oh.
Poli, 10-point game. Ten points for Dwayne Poli. And just like that, 5 straight points to lead back to double digits. North Dakota State, if you've just joined us, just 10 of 34 shooting. Kading. Tough shot going baseline. Trayvon Wright still on the bench for the Bison. Picked up his 4th personal. That was Kading's 4th point. Thames, contact, and more free throws. He is controlling the game for San Diego State.
He's just abusing him. Here he turns the corner, splits through the pocket, and shoots the floater. And then he turns down the ball screen. Watch him spin Taylor Braun around like a top. Help comes, kicks off to the 3-point shooter. Ball screen offense 101.
Second personal charge to Corey Brown. Well, let Upwave help you unleash your inner beast. For tips and advice on how to keep your body at its best, check out upwave.com/basketball.
Xavier Thames, so impressive. And how he just probes the defense, waits to see, are you switching, are you hedging, are you sinking? That's the experience of a 5th-year senior.
We asked Steve Phillips how to attack this team. He spoke with such reverence about Steve Fisher and his players here, of course, led by Xavier Thames. We should point out that game now. Final, Michigan over Texas. So the second-seeded Wolverines on to the Sweet 16. Here's Corey Brown. Tough floater. Yorkland had it and snatched away by Akil Quinn. Poli. Now to Davis. Still plenty of time to shoot. This is an illegal pick on Davis. And that will be his 3rd personal.
Now he uses his pivot foot to try and hand the ball off. That's really on Akil Quinn, although Davis can't move. You can pivot, but you have to stay solid when trying to rub into that handoff action. Davis will sit down. But one of the things that San Diego State's able to do is sustain their defense and rebounding when he goes out. Now using J.J. O'Brien at the power forward spot.
So many players that Fisher can mix and match. Davis sits with Spencer, their all-time leading shot blocker over a single season, back in. Here's Braun, just 1 of 10, 3 points, their leading scorer. Gliding to the rim, how about that finish?
They're just trying, San Diego State's just trying to buy a minute for Xavier Thames. Took him out with 30 seconds before the automatic TV timeout. Just trying to play survival mode. Maintain their 10-point lead, now it's to 8.
15 to shoot. Shrigley. Akil Quinn resets 6 on the 35. 2 to shoot. Brown reaches in, ties him up. Possession arrow will keep it here. As North Dakota State in a half-court defense. Braun going baseline. Bison cutting it to 9 in Spokane. Stay with us.
We know how to hit 3 from here and here, but where we won't drop buckets is here. Seat monitors add unnecessary weight and fuel costs. Unnecessary because you already have a monitor. Rethinking in-flight entertainment, one of the many ways we bring you $69 airfares. For a limited time only, Southwest is offering flights as low as $69. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Book now online only at southwest.com.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
I've always tried to see things from the best angle I could. It's how I look at life. Especially now that I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. I was taking warfarin, but wondered, could I focus on something better? My doctor told me about Eliquis for 3 important reasons. 1, in a clinical trial, Eliquis was proven to reduce the risk of stroke better than warfarin. 2, Eliquis had less major bleeding than warfarin. And 3, unlike warfarin, there's no routine blood testing.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Those 3 important reasons are why I'm shooting for something better. Eliquis.
Ask your doctor today if Eliquis is right for you.
There is no substitute for experience, for what reality teaches you firsthand, in the face of danger and under the most demanding circumstances. Experience builds character. Experience builds confidence. And experience has built this. Introducing the 2014 GLK, the engineering and the experience of Mercedes-Benz. See your authorized dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Tommy Amaker reporting to work in Spokane just a short time ago. His counterpart, Tom Izzo, all business as Harvard and Michigan State will meet in our second game. The winner advancing to the Sweet 16. Tournament summary, Florida advances. They are through and already 6 overtime games.
And that jump ball results in San Diego State getting the ball back, but the shot clock does not reset because there's no change of possession. So they have just 1 second to get a shot.
Quinn, open 3, and a massive defensive breakdown by North Dakota State.
What was Lawrence Alexander thinking?
And just like that, San Diego State has its biggest lead now at 11. North Dakota State in the NCAA tournament for only the 2nd time ever. Won their first ever game in the tournament Thursday night over Oklahoma. But right now getting pushed around by the big bad Aztecs.
But here's the last inbounds play. As Akil Quinn sets the screen, you got to give help into the corner for Lawrence Alexander. That's on Corey Brown, 22. If you're guarding the basketball, Spiro, you have 1 of 3 obligations. Either pressure the ball and just go crazy, guard the rim, or cover the corner. Corey Brown didn't do any of the 3, and Lawrence Alexander ended up giving up the 3 because he was helping on a screen.
Bison looking for offense. You see the field goal percentage. Led the country during the regular season. A far different story so far here. Brown across the paint. Banked it in. 11 points for Corey Brown. Fouled out late in that game Thursday against the Sooners. He is the first North Dakota State player tonight in double figures. Poli. Well, the contingent from Fargo kind of sitting on their hands here. Can the Bison make a push? Errant pass. And that a backcourt violation. Bjorklund unable to locate Braun. That's the 4th turnover.
And we showed you Corey Brown making a mistake on defense, but on offense, just put your nose down when pressured. Sometimes the best offense is when there's space, drive into a gap. If help doesn't come, keep going.
Jordan Aberg will check in for Saul Phillips, their 50-year senior. 6'9" forward off the bench. Marshall Bjorklund gets a rest. Keep in mind, Trayvon Wright still on the bench for the Bison with his 4th, and now just like that, he walks to the table. Thames turned it over. I'll get the most complete coverage of every team in your bracket in the tournament's best moments with the Team Stream app from Bleacher Report. Fuel your passion with Team Stream on your iPhone, iPad, or Android device today.
And Xavier Thames thought he was raked on the arm and fouled. He's got to not fool with the basketball with Corey Brown. He's a very good defender. That's a backcourt violation. That was a really close too.
So Trayvon Wright back in. Had to sit for about the last 8 minutes. Every time Braun gets into the paint, he's surrounded by white jerseys.
He wants to go to his right hand. They keep making him go to his left hand.
Braun, left-handed finger roll. Auburn trying to tip it in, couldn't. Davis tracks it down.
It's one of those things where if you look graphically on Synergy, which is a program we can use here at CBS, that tracks every stat a player has. He's as good going right as he is going left. But if you watched, as you can scout in person against Oklahoma, he really struggled going to his left hand. And San Diego State in their film work watch tapes from Summit League play, and they think he's weaker going to his left hand. So far, they're forcing him into windows. He's not comfortable.
He's 2 for 12. Here's Thames, 5 to shoot. Brown got a piece. Alexander wants to push to the rim. Missed the layup. It's tipped up and in. Corey Brown gets the bucket. He's got 13 points.
How about Corey Brown? We pointed out a mistake, but if you're going to point out my mistakes, Coach, you got to point out the things I do well. Here he is defensively blocking Xavier Thames' shot, and then continue to play, run the floor. He doesn't get it. That's all right. Clean up the mess. Tatumka back within 7.
Hey, Steve, are those my lights?
When you get a new Buick, you want to show it off. You're invited to the Buick Open House event, where for the first time, select 2014 Buick models are specially priced so you can get thousands off MSRP. Or join the thousands switching to Buick and get over $3,900 total value on this 2014 Buick LaCrosse.
What are you watching? Only classic NCAA March Madness. I think I can get you a better look.
Thanks for pressing the Mayday button. I'm Amy. How can I help?
I want to show Smitty this clip on the big screen.
If you want to put that video up on your TV, tap the display icon and you can beam it up to the big screen.
That's the last time you jumped that high. You know we went all the way.
Kindle Fire HDX with Mayday, only from Amazon.
Hey, where you going? There's another angle.
Bacon Clubhouse rules? Roll with the best. It's the ultimate flavor matchup. Top picks like Applewood smoked bacon and Big Mac special sauce come together on a new artisan roll. Nothing rules like McDonald's new Bacon Clubhouse sandwich.
Get Bleacher Report's Team Stream app and be the first to know the latest on all your teams. With real-time updates sent straight to your mobile device, Team Stream's got you covered.
Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Adam Scott, Rory McIlroy. Every week, champions will rise. Every week, history will be made.
A wonderful looking shot. Oh,
yes! Victory awaits those on the road to the season's first major. the Arno Palmer Invitational, tomorrow on Golf Channel.
The Lexus Command Performance Sales Event has begun. Choose your adventure and take command of the road. With the highly capable GX, LX, and RX. Dare to be spontaneous during the Command Performance Sales Event. Get great offers on your favorite Lexus models, now through March 31st. This is the pursuit of perfection.
The first round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues tonight on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN3. For all the information on game times and listings, visit ncaa.com. Fargo faithful coming alive. They were down double digits just a moment ago. Aztecs, Doug, as you mentioned, had a chance to maybe put it away. But the boys from Fargo had other ideas. Again, the winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16 in Anaheim next week.
Missed him. They ran a play out of a timeout to get the ball inside to Josh Davis, and Skylar Spencer just didn't throw the pass.
Fames contact and free throws coming up. 7-point lead for San Diego State. 8:21 remaining. That's the first on Braun.
Fames sets the screen to try and get the ball to Josh Davis, but instead the play goes all the way through. Taylor Braun reaching with his hands, not with his feet. And one of the things about the pack line defense for North Dakota State is you're supposed to have your feet over in the lane. Braun got lazy there.
Masters Live streams exclusive video of Amen Corner 15 and 16 and 2 featured groups. For more, go to cbssports.com/masters and masters.com. And all the talk about the freshmen this season in college basketball, Xavier Thames and some of the other elite seniors stealing some of their thunder in March. If you've just joined us, Xavier Thames, 24 points, 4 threes already. As the whistle is blown, this time it's on Akil Quinn. That's his third.
One of the things San Diego State does a great job of is doing their work early. They don't let you beat them down the court or beat you into post position. And Akil Quinn trying to beat Taylor Braun early by crowding him. He just got caught reaching, but one of the impressive things, if you watch him in person, what they do defensively. See where Thames just gave a little help in the corner? That's the difference defensively in guarding out of bounds play.
Bjorklund, again double team. They have bottled him up all day, right from deep. Bison needed that badly. They're still down 9 with just under 8 minutes left.
Don't give a shooter a bounce pass. Throw him a chest pass, they'll make it more often.
North Dakota State 2 of 11 in this game from deep. Shepard. Brown got a piece. Thames took it back. And then a double dribble on Thames, suffocating defense with Braun coming over. 9-point lead for Steve Fisher and the Aztecs.
You just gotta try new Subway Flateza.
What, sir?
Flateza, crispy flatbread loaded with melty mozzarella and your favorite toppings.
Crispy, crunchy, crazy delicious.
Now you're getting the hang of it.
Bring on the flavor.
Oh, slow your roll, Russell. Don't get too carried away.
Are you flat teasing me?
Sorry, I'm just acting out because I'm jealous of your dunking abilities.
Nice.
How about I make it up to you with some delicious Subway Flatezas?
Now that's a good call.
Thanks, Mr. Westbrook. Hey, where are you going with those Flatezas? Subway, eat fresh.
I need to go dancing with you.
Okay, baby, let's go dancing.
Those the guys that you guys are scared of? They look like the perfect people to buy me a drink.
American Hustle on Blu-ray.
I'm the world's worst cleaning lady. I'm here in your home having a pretty spectacular Tuesday. But I don't notice the loose rug at the top of your stairs. And that's about to become an issue for me. If you've got the wrong home insurance coverage, my medical bills could get expensive. So get Allstate.
Good hands, good home. Make sure you have the right home protection. Talk to an Allstate agent.
This is the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One. It's not the limit your hard-earned cashback card. It's not the confused by rotating categories card. It's the no category gaming, no look passing, clear the lane, I'm going up strong, backboard breaking cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cashback on every purchase every single day. I'll ask again. What's in your wallet?
On Wisconsin!
Huskers!
Concordia!
Gauchos!
Go Rebels!
You! Woo! At Enterprise, we hire more college graduates every year than anyone else.
And many of us play college sports too.
From Cobbers to Wildcats.
From Bulldogs
to Silver Swords.
Do we have spirit? Yes, we do.
And we put it to work for you every single day.
That's the Enterprise way.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
A date into the Sweet 16 hanging in the balance. 9-point lead for San Diego State. 7:32 to play, second half, as we take a look at our game summary.
And right before the break, after a travel was called, it's the right call, by the way, as Xavier Thames moves that pivot foot. Xavier Thames kind of spins the ball and throws it over to Pat Adams, who turns and looks in the other direction. So the officials went over to the monitor to see if he chucked the basketball, because it happened to hit right in front of the official scorekeeper, and Adams chose not to give a technical foul. First, it's the right non-call. Second of all, even if you could have called a technical foul, much like the Kansas State dunking technical, every once in a while as an official, just go over and go, hey, don't do that again.
Are you praising an official?
I am praising Pat Adams and crew for doing the right thing. College basketball is a game of emotion. Let's not take it completely out of the game.
Here's Taylor Braun into the teeth of that San Diego State defense. That's what you want to see. He will shoot two with a chance to cut the deficit to 7.
So much better by Taylor Braun. Probing the defense, driving in, creating contact. A great way to get your offensive game going when you're struggling is get 2 free shots.
Player of the year in the Summit League, better than 18 points per game. Just under 80% at the line this season. But let Upwave help you unleash your inner beast. For tips and advice on how to keep your body at its best, check out upwave.com/basketball. $7:14 to play. Taylor Braun only 7 points. But more importantly, the deficit down to 7. Thames. Extra pass to O'Brien. Here he comes, baseline left, tough shot. Going glass. First points for J.J. O'Brien.
What a huge bucket for O'Brien, who doesn't take the jump shot because he's not a good jump shooter and drives into a spot where he's more comfortable.
O'Brien, the junior from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Bjorklund, step in middle.
And if you wondered why San Diego State was double teaming him in the first half, there's your answer.
Second leading scorer, better than 13 per game.
Marshall Bjorklund gets the ball at the low block with no double coming. That's a dead zone. He is a very adept scorer, especially with that right-hand hook.
The Bison need stops at this end as we approach the final 6 minutes. Now this is the man they wanted in his hands here. Thames, jab, step in and pop in from the long 2.
Are you kidding me? You can't play better defense than that. Forcing a contested jump shot, but Thames just continues to hit him.
Thames has 26 points as Braun is fouled. His career high 31 in a game at Utah State in late January.
Xavier Thames, Ward Brown in good position, defends it, little step back, Kiki Vandeweghe style. And this is his real talent, mid-range jump shots. People say it's a lost art. Sometimes you gotta search to discover the artists.
How about his tournament start? 23 the other night in the overtime victory over New Mexico State. This is his time of year. 1-on-1 situation. Bjorklund at the strike. Hits the front end.
That's a fourth foul on Skylar Spencer. And we will see if San Diego State continues to leave him in the game.
There's Steve Fisher, who inherited this 4-win program in 1999. They are 5 and change away from a trip to the Sweet 16. This is Po Lee. Brown defending Thames. Here he comes inside, threw it away. One of the rare mistakes that Thames has made tonight.
Well, part of it is the lack of confidence in the shooting of J.J. O'Brien, so O'Brien cut to the hole. We're coming up on the 5-minute mark, and of course, if you follow San Diego State basketball, you know they're the ultimate closers. 118 consecutive times when leading at the 5-minute mark, they have won.
Think about that, 118 straight. That's what the Bison are up against here. They give it right back. Davis the interception.
If coffee is for closers, they love that job on Montezuma Mesa.
Only the 5th turnover here by North Dakota State. They're down 8. Under 5 minutes left.
And credit San Diego State, just running some clock and then going to this high ball screen game between Po Lee and Thames.
Po Lee. Still has plenty of time to shoot. Davis on a battle on the baseline. Out of bounds, and the Aztecs will have it with a fresh 35.
And it's a pretty simple game plan, in that they want to get the ball to their best player, run some clock, turn the ball over side to side, and then let him do work. I mean, Thames can just chill out, wait till there's about 15 on the clock, get the ball. Po Lee comes and sets the screen. Now they have Davis set the screen.
Thames zigzagging to the rim. Their lead at 10. He has gashed North Dakota State's defense all night. 28 points. Bjorklund had a layup. Instead goes to Brown, who misses from the elbow. And now the Bison running out of time. Thames and company up 10, in control with 3:40 left. Again, if you've just joined us, the winner of this one advances to Anaheim and a Sweet 16 next week. Thames hits again. Xavier Thames putting together a masterpiece here in Spokane. He's got 30.
Simply unguardable off the ball screen. You want mid-range? He's got mid-range. Flames coming off the basketball. He's on fire.
Mine was earned in Korea in 1953.
Afghanistan in 2009. Orbiting the moon in 1971.
Once it's earned, USAA Auto Insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
Time now for the Degree Do More moment of the game.
Who has done more than Xavier Thames? I mean, he's a one-man offense for the Aztecs. He is simply killing the Bison.
And for more Do More moments of the game, visit degreebasketball.com. Thames with 8 of San Diego State's last 10 points. He's got 30. Contact on the perimeter. Looked like Mike Felt, the senior, was fouled. And it is a 1-and-1 for the Bison when we come back. Aztecs 3-12 away from the Sweet 16. Stay with us.
The age of the oversized luxury car is about to give way to a smarter, more nimble breed. Introducing the Buick Encore. That's your kind of luxury. Buick Encore is J.D. Power's highest-ranked subcompact CUV in initial quality.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey. Using night vision goggles to keep an eye on my spicy buffalo wheat thins to make sure nobody touches them.
Who's gonna take your wheat thins?
I don't know. An intruder. The dog. Bigfoot. Ted from next door. Hey, could you get the light? I love you.
At Transamerica, we help make secure financial tomorrows a reality for over 19 million people, like Susan.
My promotion allowed me to start investing for my retirement. Transamerica made it easy to plan, so I could do more than think about my future. I could plan for a brighter one.
Everyone has a moment when tomorrow becomes real. Transamerica. Transform tomorrow.
You? Yankee?
Me?
You?
Yeah.
No one get hurt if you don't play no game. Look at me.
Sure.
Look at me.
Sure.
I'm the captain now.
Just when you thought Conan couldn't look any better, you thought wrong.
What's that?
Download or update the Team Coco app at teamcoco.com and prepare to see Conan like you've never seen him before. Thanks to AT&T.
Yeah.
Be sure to download it before March 31st when Conan heads to Dallas. TBS. Very funny.
Everyone, Greg Gumbel in New York with an NCAA tournament update. We have seen some low-scoring first halves on this tournament. Saturday, the first one of the tournament, the Sanford soft jumper makes it a 20-18 Dayton lead over Syracuse at halftime. Spiro, Doug.
All right, Craig, thanks. Winner of that one advances to the Sweet 16. He'll take on the winner of Stanford and Kansas.
Well, Xavier Thames is having a game for the ages for the Aztecs. Remember, he started his career just about 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes from here in the Palouse playing for Washington State. Played a bunch as a freshman. Was recruited by now Virginia head coach Tony Bennett, but was really playing, behind Reggie Moore and Klay Thompson. And so he left, transferred, sat out, worked on his game. And even last year, only a 9-point-a-game guy.
Critical turnover here. Here in O'Brien collide in the front court. And they give it back. There's 6 turnover.
Yeah, that's just O'Brien kind of bumping into him. Bad luck turnover. And school record, 30 points in the NCAA tournament. Like with school record, remember they had Kawhi Leonard went to the Sweet 16 a couple years ago.
Well, there's been a match made in heaven between Xavier Thames, Steve Fisher, and San Diego State. Up 12. Braun spin it down the paint. Lost it. Bison give it back. And they are running out of time. 2:46 remaining. Saul Phillips looking for some late game magic. Beat Oklahoma here Thursday, 80-75 in overtime. But you just never got the sense that they were comfortable at any point in this game.
If you're North Dakota State, you might want to think about fouling early.
Well, this will only be their 6th. Still have one more to give. That time it's on Alexander, his 2nd.
This is a San Diego State team that struggles from the free throw line. So despite that incredible number of 118 in a row, closing teams out. Now you see Steve Fisher's like, you know what, I'm going to my free throw shooters, my shooting lineup. Getting Josh Davis and Skylar Spencer some time in the pond.
There's Fisher. San Diego State's tournament bid ended at this stage last year against Florida Gulf Coast. It's their biggest lead tonight at a dozen. Next whistle puts The Aztecs in the bonus. And precious time coming off the clock. And finally fouling there. Doug, you want to maybe think about fouling quicker?
Yes. And you see the offense for defense substitutions by Steve Fisher. But if San Diego State gets a rebound, foul one of their non-shooters.
Right now, Oregon and Wisconsin, a game tipping as we speak on CBS. Wisconsin, of course, led by Bo Ryan, the man who coached Saul Phillips at Division III Wisconsin-Platteville to a national championship at the D3 level. 3 years on Bo's staff in Wisconsin.
Bo Ryan's son, of course, one of the assistants here at North Dakota State. Keeping it in the family.
Colleen misses the second. Offensive rebound, Davis.
Remember, I told you to start the game. They cross their rebounders on free throws. They do as good a job as anybody in the country of rebounding missed free throws. You want to foul J.J. O'Brien. There you go.
O'Brien only a 64% free throw shooter. It's on Braun, his second. There's Saul Phillips, the 41-year-old head coach, Wisconsin native. Now, this is a North Dakota State program that has only been eligible for postseason play at the Division I level for 5 years as O'Brien hits the front end. I knew what they were up against tonight.
And they've been a wellspring for talented young coaches. We saw Tim Miles, who can't believe he got ejected for Nebraska yesterday. Mild-mannered Tim Miles gets ejected. Nebraska's lost. He was the coach who, took them in Division I, left, went to Colorado State, built up that program, now taking Nebraska to the NCAA tournament. Of course, Greg McDermott spent some time there. He's now at Creighton. We'll see him later on in the third round of the NCAA tournament, coaching his son, Doug McDermott, at Creighton.
North Dakota State scoreless over the last 4 minutes. Braun bulldozes his way inside, couldn't hit the layup. Davis hit the deck, looks like he's okay. Aztec fans behind the bench can sense it now. They've scored 7 straight, 95 seconds away from the Sweet 16.
And they have played at the Honda Center before. Earlier this season, they won the Wooden Legacy, taking down Marquette. Last year, they played in the Wooden Classic. They beat UCLA. The last time they were in the Sweet 16, same building, they played Kemba and the Walkers. And they were leading until somebody bumped Kemba Walker going to a timeout. And it woke up the Huskies. And it was Kemba time after that.
Davis rims in the first.
Josh Davis is making free throws. You are going to win.
Doug, how far can they go?
Well, we saw them go into Kansas and beat Kansas and hold Bill Self's team to the worst offensive half in his coaching career at KU. I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl, but defense can take you pretty far.
Well, this offensive drought for the Bison now stretching over 6 minutes, no field goals. And San Diego State just slowly but surely has smothered them into the night.
Perfect expression, perfect use of words, smothered them. It's been really impressive. And this is a very good offensive team.
Spencer wisely passes out to Poli. They'll run some more clock. Trying to tie him up, but a reaching foul called. Double bonus for the Aztecs. Everyone's happy.
And Dwayne Poli, who's become a star for the Aztecs. They may take on Arizona if Arizona can beat Gonzaga. Dwayne Poli didn't play in the Arizona game. Remember, Arizona start the year was on CBS Sports Network. Arizona at the time had Brandon Ashley, who's out for the year with a broken foot. But Poli did not take the sweats off. But he's earned minutes, earned his way, not just in the rotation, but he's essentially a starter, even though he's the conference sixth man of the year.
Poli, the junior. Good genes in his family. His father, Dwayne Sr., formerly of UNLV and Pepperdine. Third round pick of the Clippers.
He is elegant to watch run the floor.
Poli had a big one Thursday night, 15.6 rebounds. He's followed it up with 13 and 6 tonight. 60 seconds left. Poli swallowing up Alexander. 18-point difference.
You asked how far they could go. And I don't know if Kansas is a great team, right? But this is the perfect example of why they're so difficult. You get an angle on them, you think you got them beat, and they make it up with two things. Great length and athleticism and effort. They don't quit on plays. But how about this? They beat Kansas at Kansas. Bill Self's lost 9 times at home. He's won 10 consecutive conference titles. That's how hard a place it is to win. And their defense shut off the water. The Jayhawks, they could do the same to Arizona or to Gonzaga, whoever they play in the Sweet 16.
And you see the issues that Saul Phillips and their offense has had tonight, as Taylor Braun and his collegiate career coming to an end here in Spokane. What a career it's been. Summit League Player of the Year, not the tournament he was hoping for. But he gets a well-deserved ovation. And now Xavier Thames, who stole the night, 30 points, 1 short of his career high, getting his due.
Well, let's just say this about this group of seniors, the 6th group of seniors for North Dakota State. Well, your goal is always to win your league, and then to win your conference tournament, and then to advance further in the NCAA tournament than anyone has before you. The torch was passed from Ben Woodside and that senior-laden group. This group has picked it up, run with it, won the league, won their conference tournament, won a conference tournament game, and now they know what the next step feels like and what they're missing in order to get there.
Well, you've been there before. Nothing can prepare you as a senior for looking up and seeing these last seconds come off the clock on your career.
No question. It's it. You know, you go to sleep at night, maybe wake up in the morning dreaming of going to the Sweet 16. And it really is a dream. And you're the toast of the town. And your coach is just having a great time, throwing up the Bison signs, celebrating with the fans. More fans coming in town, people you don't remember asking for tickets. And then, like that, your season's over, your career's over, and these brothers in arms that you've locked arms with and built something with, now you kind of go your separate ways.
Well, meantime, the celebration with agony on one side, happy faces on the other. Steve Fisher congratulating his assistants, his son Mark. They embrace just as we speak in front of the bench. What a moment between Steve and Mark. Told you about Mark's story, his battle with ALS becoming public last August. As entrenched a member of this coaching staff as anyone else for Steve Fisher.
Well, it's about an hour and a half down I-5, but I'm guessing the show, their student group is going to be there with the vengeance, jumping up and down. They believe, and they are going to the Sweet 16.
Steve Fisher and San Diego State on to the Sweet 16. Well, one dream continues and one ends for North Dakota State.
As impressive a defensive performance as you're going to see. Offense may be sexy, but I'll tell you what, I would much rather win ugly than lose pretty.
San Diego State heading south. They await the winner of Arizona and Gonzaga. Those teams will battle tomorrow night in San Diego. Xavier Thames, 30 points. What a magical performance by the senior from Sacramento.
An adjustment here or there by their longtime head coach, Steve Fisher, who has built this program from a 5-win team to a consistent participant in the NCAA tournament, and now back to the Sweet 16 for the 2nd time in school history.
Jamie Maggio standing by with Steve Fisher and Xavier Thames.
Guys, thank you so much. Coach, your defense contested every shot. They were in this from start to finish. What impressed you most?
I've watched us all year. We're a really good defensive team. And when we make it hard for you to get two-pointers and can rebound the ball, we're a tough team to beat. And Xavier has done such a magnificent job at both ends of the floor. He'll get accolades for his offense tonight, but he's a lockdown defender and a terrific teammate who cares only about winning.
How important is he for the success of your team, Coach?
I'm sorry?
How important is he for the success of your team?
We're all about the team, but X is such a huge part of what we've done. He knows that, our fans know that, and our team knows that.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Xavier, you guys are known for your defense.